Hello, this is Reality Queerness with Amber.
Indigo.
Happy New Year, and a special, very, very special happy birthday to our co-host, Indigo.
Thank you.
Welcome to our reality. Please subscribe, follow, comment, like, whatever you're listening on, please subscribe and follow us. We would really, really appreciate that. Thank you. We love all of our listeners. And today, since, it's officially the new year, we're going to talk about 2023. And we're going to talk about our top 10 movies of the year. Well, Indigo's going to try to. She's a little critical. And then we're going to talk about Indigo's favorite topic, the 5 worst
Oh my god, yes.
that we saw. 2023 was a good year, I think, overall. We had a lot of change happen in 2023. Let's just put it that way. We moved. We changed jobs. I went to Vegas. Used to LA Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
I stopped being homeless.
I was waiting for
I
that.
had a cancer scare.
No.
I did. I don't know why you like to downplay that. Listeners, I had a cancer scare. I did.
Okay, tell them about it.
I was scared. And I thought it was cancer. That's it. The end. And then I found out it wasn't. It was just some kind of weird combination of other stuff.
It was a cyst.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really explain fully.
They didn't.
They said it was
all
no
I
big
know
deal.
is
They said it was
cancer-free.
benign. They said it was benign, and that's what matters. So.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, bam, chicken, wham.
That's not even what it's about.
What is it?
Boom, bam, chicken, ham.
Oh, right. I said wham instead of ham.
Oh.
My bad.
Okay.
So we're currently in a new setup right now. We're in the closet.
Coming to you live.
Coming to you live from the closet. Not figuratively, but literally. Literally. I guess that's where the gays belong, right? Controversy. No, I'm just kidding. Coming to you live from the closet because we have devilish kids outside that won't shut the fuck up. Mm-mm. Because guess what? So I think you've heard them in the background. I think we've mentioned them on a previous podcast. Is we had kids living below us that were literal demons. Every day they would come outside and scream at the top of their lungs for 3 hours, like on the daily. I'm not even kidding. And then it got real quiet for like a month. We think they moved out. I'm pretty sure they moved out. But it looks like they're visiting one of the other little kiddos today. And so right when we started to sit down and record this podcast, demons showed up. And so we had to improvise. Now we're in the closet and we have a little pillow fort situation going on here, and we have really random lights.
Ghost lights.
Halloween ghost light.
And then Christmas lights.
And then a Christmas snow globe light. But I think it's kind of cute. It's a moment. It's a moment back here. It's nice and warm and insulated, and you can't hear the demons.
Yeah, and I'm pretty tipsy. So I feel really good.
I bet you do.
I do.
I'm a little worried about you falling asleep, though, on me.
It's so cozy.
It is very
These
cozy
socks,
and dark in
oh my
here.
god, extra insulation.
Oh, yeah. I got her socks. I got her unicorn socks for her birthday.
I love socks. Oh my god. They are, they're the freaking grippy socks too, so if you know, you know. I love grippy socks.
Non-slip, so you ain't falling. No fall risk on my watch. Alright, well, should we get to the news? In a news segment I like to call Disappointed but Not Surprised, Pleasantly Surprised, and Actually Pleasant News.
God, okay, go ahead.
Welcome to my news segment, okay?
Oh dear. Go ahead.
We'll start with the not-so-good news.
Okay.
Alright, disappointed but not surprised. So, the Scream franchise totally went down the toilet because Spyglass decided to fire Melissa Barrera for being in support of ending genocide. And then, subsequently, Jenna Ortega and the director, Christopher Landon, left the project. Now, Spyglass is getting ripped to shreds in the media with backlash. Many fans are calling for a boycott if the movie goes through. Thoughts?
I'm glad this happened. It's taking a stand for someone ever.
So you're happy that she got fired because she
Not
doesn't...
that she got fired. No, she was standing up for something she believes in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that she stood up.
Yeah.
You know, and she didn't like back down. Like, I was scared of it. Proud of her. That's.
And how do you feel about Spyglass?
Spyglass. I wouldn't watch another Scream movie ever again. I'm done.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on this because, as you know, this is my favorite franchise of all time. And I am, like, really fucking pissed off. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. This is very devastating for me. Because this is just, to me, it's kind of soiling Scream as a franchise. And to be honest, even though I love Scream so much, if this movie goes through and there's no, like, retribution or no apology given by Spyglass, or, I mean, they'd have to do a lot for me to even... I will not see it in the theater. I'm not going to give them support. I'm going to, like, bootleg it. I'm going to wait for it to go out.
You're going to do something illegal?
Probably. Yeah. Well, off the record.
This is on the record.
I'm not doing something illegal. I did not say that on the record. I am going to wait for it to be released on streaming services.
On the record, Indigo Menendez will be pirating this shit. I will pirate everything.
That's not her real name, so that's fine. Move on from this. Okay.
Move on.
Shout out to...
She's a man.
Melissa Barrera. Well, that too. That too. Always shout out to She's a Man. Okay, that's the best movie of all time. That's, you know, if you hadn't seen it, then you need to go fucking check it out. Like, I'm sorry, you're fucking missing out. And if you know, you know. Okay? I'm really upset about this too because... So, Melissa Barrera, the first time I saw her was in The Heights. Mm-hmm. And I thought that movie was great. Mm-hmm. I thought she was great in it. So when I heard that she was going to be one of the new leads along with Jenna Ortega, who was, you know, up-and-coming star in the new reboot for Scream, I was initially mad about it because, as you know, I don't love there being a lot of sequels to things. Mm-hmm. I'm all about original films and original ideas, and I'm kind of over this new trend in film where we're going to make a requel, we're going to make a sequel, we're going to make a reboot, we're going to fucking... blow the IP to death with 1,010,000 different reboots, right? Mm-hmm. Over it. So when I heard that they were going to reboot my favorite franchise, I was like, can you please not? Scream 4 was a great ending, in my opinion. A lot of people don't feel the same way, but I think Scream 4 is one of the best ones. So when I heard it was her, I was actually like, okay, this is giving me a little hope for the reboot. Mm-hmm. But when I saw Scream 5, she was not good in it. It was like when you can tell someone's acting in a movie, you know what I mean? How did you feel about Scream 5? Do you even remember?
I'm trying to remember the girl that it was so unexpected that she was a killer. Or if that was regular Scream.
So you mean
the first one they showed up in?
Amber in Scream 5, you mean?
Who the fuck knows?
I'm amazed that you find that surprising because I thought she was one of the obvious. Spoiler alert. I knew it was her and the boyfriend.
I didn't know it was her.
Oh, so you were shocked by that.
I was shocked.
Because she was best friends with Jenna Ortega's character. Yeah, I knew something was up with that bitch. Whatever. The whole movie. I was like, she's got a weird vibe about her. I just had a feeling. But yeah, Melissa Barrera, unfortunately, was just not very good in that movie. And a lot of fans thought the same thing. But I thought she was excellent in Scream 6. She was really good in Scream 6. I would say she was one of the highlights of that movie. Because I liked Scream 6. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But I thought it fell off in the third act. But I thought in the third act, the best part of the third act was her performance. So. And I was kind of interested to see... moving forward what they were going to do with the two sisters because it actually won me over. Scream 6 won me over to the new cast, and I think a lot of fans felt that way. So I'm just like, really, why my franchise? Like, why, you know? I just don't understand why. So I'm really irritated. I want them to sell the rights to Scream. That is literally the only thing I think that could fix this problem is if Spyglass fucking tucks their tail between their legs and sells the rights to Scream to a studio that will treat their actors appropriately. Because another reason I wasn't a huge fan of Scream 6 was that my girl Neve Campbell wasn't in it. Because they were not going to pay her what she was due. Excuse me? Sydney motherfucking Prescott? Excuse me, the best final girl of all time? You won't give her money?
Mm-hmm. Oh
That's how I feel about that, okay? Neve Campbell deserves all the rights. Everything. You know what? Give the rights to Neve Campbell. How about that?
What you gonna do with them?
I don't know. She'll do something much better than Spyglass will do, I'll tell you that much. So, that was my disappointed but not surprised news. Because, of course, studios are gonna studio. Corporations are gonna do corporate things that are not for the general common man. But, I don't know, I just thought it was kind of ironic because people are always like, actors need to butt out of politics and stuff. But in this scenario, it was the studio that made a huge political stance. And for what? They're not on the right side, which is even more embarrassing. So, anyway, moving on. Moving on to pleasantly surprised news.
Okay.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe / the superhero boom may finally be over. Another thing I hate is Marvel and superhero movies, because just like the sequels and the requels and the reboots, that also has been way overinflated. I'm sorry, the demand is not there. The supply is more than enough. Way over more than enough.
I like a good movie.
Me too. When Spider-Man, 2002, Spider-Man 2, 2004 with Tobey Maguire are some of my favorite movies of all time.
Well,
okay?
forever ago.
Okay, but they're still icons.
Okay.
That is peak cinema, okay? That is cinema, all right? And Spider-Man back then didn't need the Marvel Cinematic Universe to help him out. I'm just saying. Just saying Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man. Okay. Throwing in my 3 cents right there. Okay. I liked Iron Man. I liked the original Avengers. I was down with that. But then when you get, we got Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Guardians of the Galaxy, Hulk, Doctor Strange. I mean, the list just goes on. And then they were making freaking spin-off TV shows. And it's like, how can you keep up with this shit? Like, you can't.
Everyone has their own storyline.
Yeah, but that's too many storylines to keep up with.
But they're fans.
Especially
you
when
don't have to watch all of them.
Especially when, like, if you try to watch the Avengers, then or like any of the spin-offs, the timeline gets so freaking convoluted, and it's like, wait,
Sometimes
I didn't see this movie, so then I don't know what they're referring to in this movie, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Okay, and I was over it, and I think people in general are starting to become over it because they bombed at the box office this year. MCU, DC, Disney, they all bombed at the box office this year with superhero movies. The Marvels from MCU especially.
Oh, I wanted to see that one.
Yeah, that one was bad. It earned the lowest box office totals ever.
Well, I wanted to see it, because sisterhood.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sucks that it's like an all-female... Yeah, it sucks that it was an all-female led movie that had to be the one, but of course, it had the lowest box office totals ever for an MCU movie. It currently is at a worldwide gross of $205 million versus a budget of $220 million, which is horrendous. I mean, they didn't even make their budget. And that's just the budget to make the film. I mean, that's not even the money that they spent on marketing and distribution. I mean, there's no telling how large the losses are for MCU. It's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking they might stop making these movies so much. I mean, they're going to continue to make them. They're always going to make superhero movies.
Of course.
But they might slow down a little bit. And I'm going to be happy about that. And maybe studios will finally get the memo that we want original ideas.
No.
Well, look at the top 3 highest grossing movies this year. It was Barbie was number 1. $1.4 billion. Super Mario Brothers was number 2 with $1.36 billion. And then Oppenheimer came in third, $952 million. But it's getting re-released, I heard, like in the next month or two, so that they can surpass $1 billion. And all of these are original movies. Now, granted, 2 out of the 3 are based off existing IPs, but they're all original films, especially Oppenheimer. So hopefully, I'm hoping that means we'll get more original movies coming up, because they're finally seeing we're over the sequels, we're over the requels, we're over the superhero movies over and over again. Like, we want something new, fresh, and different, right?
Yes, we do.
How do you feel about that?
I don't mind them. I like some of the movies.
But you agree they were taking it way too far, right?
I don't think I'm of that opinion. I've never, like, sometimes I'm like, I don't think this one was needed. Like, the
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange. I've never seen his storyline, but I do want to, because I saw one. It was a movie where his gem was, I think it was in the Avengers, maybe, where they kept going back and forth, and then his...
Oh, like the time travel stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was something about him, the stone was like, something crushed, lost, I don't give a fuck, whatever. And then his time was distorted, and I was like, whoa. First of all...
I know, it gets really complicated.
Like, that's crazy.
It gets really complicated. Time travel is very complicated, which I feel like there's been a boom in time travel-esque movies lately. Maybe that's just me, but...
Oh, are you done?
But I mean, yeah, think about it, like, this year we had Blue Beetle. The fuck is that? Who cares? The Flash. We had, like, 2 different Flash movies. We had Shazam. Are they the same people? Is Shazam and Flash the same?
No, different.
Okay, well, they look exactly the same. They got the red suit with the gold.
They do have the same, but Shazam is, like, much stronger. Like, he looks bulkier.
See, isn't that stupid? We have Shazam and the Flash in the same year. Who wanted that? And even worse that they came out with the Flash with all the issues with Ezra Miller. But they'd already made the film, so it was like, you can't really Photoshop him out, you know? He's the main fucking character.
I was looking up the difference between Flash and Shazam.
Yeah, what is the difference?
Shazam is much stronger and more durable. He has a multitude of ways to incapacitate the Flash. Many of Flash's best attacks are lethal and likely could and would not be used. Shazam is not as fast as Flash, but once Flash is tired, it's over. Okay.
Okay.
But he has to get tired.
But they're basically the same.
A while.
They're basically the same, though.
I guess Shazam is just stronger. And,
that's so dumb.
And the Flash is, like, more durable, like the fucking bunny.
Oh my god. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they're just milking. They're milking as many superhero stories as they can.
I don't know, they're both associated with lightning, but they're quite different in origin and abilities.
Oh.
Okay. Whatever.
So, same, but different.
Yeah.
Basically.
Dude, and then you don't even take into account that there's the Flash, and then there's Black Adam, who is also lightning.
Wait. He's also not lightning?
Yeah. His story is kind of cool on CW. He's like a principal or something.
Wait, he's on a TV show? I thought they made a movie.
Oh, that was a TV show. Let me look it up.
I'm so confused. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. It's just gotten so ridiculous. There's TV shows and movies for every single character. No one can keep up with that. That's not realistic. Unless you're a huge mega nerd, have no life, have no job, then maybe you could. If you cared that much about the MCU. Or not even MCU. It's Marvel and the DC Universe and some other studios sometimes. Warner Brothers. There's a lot of them that makes superhero films. I mean, the only ones I really like are Deadpool, because he's crude, and Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the first few Avengers, because then after that it got a little convoluted. But, I mean, I never watched all of the Avengers. The Endgame one that everyone is obsessed with, that's like, been a huge box office success. I never saw that. Because I got spoiled. Everyone spoiled me to it, so I'm like, what's the point? I already know pretty much what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I never saw it. Alright, well, let's move on from this topic. Actually pleasant news. I think it was yesterday or the day before I saw on the Twitter that Parvati Shallow from Survivor came out as queer, and she is now dating comedian Mae Martin. Mm-hmm. Yay for the queers and the gays and the girls. Mm-hmm. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think it was like a year or so ago, I found Mae Martin. They're really funny. And then Parvati, our Survivor queen. You remember her from Winners at War, right?
Yeah, she was pretty.
Oh, she was pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's pretty cool. Welcome to the queer family.
Oh.
Reality Queerness supports the relationship, obviously. Alright, so that was the news.
When did Parvati win?
Oh, a long time ago. Micronesia, season 41.
I guess I hadn't seen the actual pictures of what this
Mae Martin,
Marvis
the Canadian comedian.
Oh, I didn't.
But I think they're non-binary.
They went by. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I think so. But yeah, so pretty cool.
Nice.
Very nice. Very happy for them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was disappointed but not
Queerness.
surprised, pleasantly surprised, and actually pleasant news. That might be a new segment. I do.
Maybe.
All right, well, I think let's get to the movies of the year. I'd say overall, movies this year were fine. I wouldn't say they were amazing.
No.
I wouldn't say they were bad. I would just say they were fine. We had a few... I feel like Barbenheimer was the peak, for sure.
What? Oh, okay. I was like, who the fuck is that?
You don't remember Barbenheimer?
Well, it's because I'm reading that Emily Blunt was John Krasinski's first... Krasinski?
John Krasinski. Yeah.
Was his first wife. Huh.
Was his first wife? That's his current wife.
I don't know. It says his first wife.
Why are they saying first wife?
Like, oh, that's what I was wondering.
They never got divorced. So
I was wondering.
As far as I know, that would be actually devastating news. Wait.
I cannot.
Verify! Are they
no,
still
she's
together?
still married.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
You really had me scared there for a second.
I don't know why I would word it that way.
That's really weird to say, considering...
Are they still married? Second question.
Yes. Okay. All right, everybody. Everybody stay calm. We're good. Verified. Johnny boy and Emily are still together. We're good.
Well, okay, what led to me reading about him is that he made this movie called If, and it's coming out in 2024. I'm also looking up movies that come out next year. So far, none of them attract me except that one, and I think that's like in May.
You know, I'm trying to think. Are there any standout movies that I'm like really excited for?
Steve Carell is also in it. And Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Steve and John are back together.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look. I didn't think about that. But...
Inside Out 2.
I mean, Terrifier 3, I'm looking forward to.
A Quiet Place 1. Terrifier. Ugh.
Yeah, you gotta watch that with me.
Look, you said Marvis, me. Deadpool 3, Thunderbolts.
Oh, God.
Ooh, Harold and the Color Purple. You know it.
I'm just saying.
Transformer 1. The Joker. Folie à deux.
What?
Folie à deux.
Who is that?
I don't know, it just says Joker. Oh, it's Gaga's.
Gaga? Lady Gaga?
Yeah, and then there's another Marvel movie, Fantastic Four. But it says 2025.
I'm not feeling that.
Gladiator, Avatar 3.
Oh, is that already coming out?
Look, Savage. All of this is 2024. Yeah, Avatar. December 18th.
Oh, the Mean Girls musical. It's coming out in like a week.
I thought it already came out.
No, it's coming out like January 12th, I think. But I will be seeing that, and I might be giving my thoughts on the pod. We'll see. We might do that.
Shut up, I'm not on the pod.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of movies that I'm like super excited for 2024. 2024. Whoa. Jesus Christ. Not that far. Yeah, it's probably just the Mean Girls movie.
Mufasa the Lion King? Please stop killing my man.
Yeah, I mean, Smile 2 is coming out too.
I don't care about that.
That'll be interesting to see
The Invisible
what they
Man
do.
2, Serpent Shadow. Ready Player 2.
Ready Player... Why do we need more?
You want to watch the movie 2084?
Not really. Yeah, I think the only ones I really am all that, like, interested in, as of right now that I know of, are Terrifier 3 and maybe Deadpool 3 and the Mean Girls movie.
Sometimes I think about dying. That seems like something I'd watch.
Oh, yeah, the Wicked movie with Ariana Grande and her affair.
Oh my god.
Or well, can we really say the other guy and his affair? Or both of their affairs. How about that? Because that's some drama. Yikes.
Miller's Girl. Jenna Ortega's supposed to be in that one.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be excited for Scream 7.
When was that supposed to come out?
It's supposed to come out in 2024.
I don't see it on this list. So
Because they took it off because they have no lead actors and they have no director now because of this bullshit.
They have Kung Fu Panda 4.
We're good on Kung Fu Panda.
No,
we don't
why?
need more of those either.
Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
All right,
I need to
can we
watch
get to our
those.
list, man? Because I'm done.
Okay. Well, you went into this, so.
I know. I was just looking.
All right. So should we start with I think we should start with the worst. Let's get the worst out of the way.
You're fucking lying.
What?
They're gonna have a Megan 2.0 in 2025.
Yeah, they're making a sequel to Megan.
Captain America 2025.
Because it oh god. It did well enough at the box office that I can get a sequel. Oh boy. Another Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Of course.
Go ahead, girl.
Alright, so top 5 worst movies of 2023 that I personally saw. Disclaimer, did not see every movie, okay? So before y'all jump at me and get mad at me, we did not see every movie in 2023. It's just not possible, okay? I saw a total of 30 new releases in 2023, okay? I think that's enough to give my opinion, okay?
Yeah.
So, number 5 for me is Five Nights at Freddy's. So, that movie, I don't understand why. I mean, I guess I do. It has very loyal video game fans because this movie was about a video game.
Matthew Lillard was in it?
Yeah, he was in it.
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah, I know. Good cast. A great cast. But it was just boring, honestly. Again, same thing with Exorcist Believer. Just boring. I went to here's what happened.
Okay.
Saw it in the theaters. I went to the bathroom at the worst possible time, okay? I, normally don't have that problem, but for some reason in this movie, I really had to go. I think I had drank 3 cups of water before I went in, which was my mistake.
Checks out.
I was thirsty that day. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, this seems like a slowed down, moment in the movie. I'm just going to go real quick. I was not gone for longer than maybe 2 to 3 minutes, okay? When I come back, my family tells me, you just missed all the kills. And I did.
What?
And I did. Pretty much all the kills that happened in the movie happened in that 2 to 3 minute span. That's what I'm talking about. This movie was really boring. It was just a lot of him sitting around at the Freddy's restaurant, whatever the heck it's called. Because so basically in the movie, he is a really desperate guy who needs money. He's had some behavioral problems.
Okay.
Because he has some trauma because his little brother got kidnapped when he was young. And he blames himself.
That always happens.
He blames himself for it, so he has nightmares every night. So he can't sleep. He has to take sleeping medication. And then he has gotten into some altercations that have gotten him fired in the past. Okay. Because he saw someone at he was working as a mall security guard. He saw someone that he thought was getting kidnapped, went after the guy and like beat the crap out of him. And then it turns out that was the girl's father. So he really messed up. And so then he got fired, and then that's been on his permit record. He's been struggling to get jobs, and he has a little sister that he cares for. And they have like no money, and their house is about to get foreclosed, you know, the whole thing. So he's very desperate. So he goes to this guy, Matthew Lillard, and he's like one of those people that helps people find jobs. And he recommends him this job of being a night shift security guard at a closed down restaurant. And so basically most of the movie he's just kind of sitting around, and we're like repeatedly going, because he like purposely makes himself go to sleep. He takes sleeping pills because every night he has the same recurring nightmare about the event of his little brother being kidnapped. And so he relives it every night thinking that, okay, maybe this night I'll see a new detail, because his kidnapper's never been found. He thinks, okay, maybe if I just take another sleeping pill, this night I'm going to find a new detail that's going to help me figure out who took him. And, you know, it never happens. Yeah, and then basically there's like these mechanical bears in the restaurant, and they come to life.
Who's this Chica? This fucking bird.
Huh?
It's a yellow chicken or something.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, it was kind of disappointing because, and I was wondering, I was like, okay, maybe this movie's really good because it was a huge box office success. I mean, it broke so many records, babe. It outgrossed its budget like 14 times over. That's how much money they made.
This yellow bird.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the animatronic bears or whatever. It was the highest grossing horror film of 2023. And it had the biggest Halloween weekend ever with $80 million. And then it had the best ever U.S. opening for a horror film directed by a woman. That's the nice fun fact about this movie. It was directed by a woman. We love women. And then it had the best debut ever for a PG-13 horror film. Yeah. So with all those being said, I was like, okay, maybe this movie's good.
Maybe.
No. It just has an extremely loyal fan base, apparently, from the video game. And apparently the fans that enjoy the video game thought this movie was good. But in my personal opinion, it wasn't. They didn't really take it far enough. A lot of the movie was stale. You were just kind of waiting for the action. And then the action happened while I was in the bathroom. So then when I came back, I was even more irritated. So that was my number 5. What's your number 5, babe?
You mean bottom 5?
Yes. So what's your number 5? Not the worst, but the 5th worst.
It's a Wonderful Knife.
Ooh,
I hated it.
No.
I hated that movie.
But it was gay.
It was stupid.
But it was gay.
No, I hated it.
It was really that bad?
Out of all of these, yeah. I'm not going to show you my list because I want to surprise you as we talk. But yeah, that's the worst out of this one.
Okay, why was it the worst?
I hated it. I think I hate stuff just to be a hater, you know?
Well, you gotta give me some reasoning.
Because it wasn't on. I told you before we did this podcast. I put this list. I made this list up because it didn't crack my top 10. Some of them I didn't really hate them, but
this one you hate.
Yeah, it was just a lame ass Christmas movie. So then it's not
your number 5.
Well, it's a lame as fucking Christmas movie we saw, so it's on my list, and it came out this year, so I just put it in there.
Is there any redeeming qualities then? Because it's not the worst movie you saw.
I like the kill that they do whenever they're outside in the snow, and then the guy is all alone outside, and then he's just stabbed over and over again, and then I don't know if they can see through the window in the kitchen, but the people having the party, I don't know if...
Oh,
they
yeah,
can see her, we
the
can
stoner,
see that.
the stoner guy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about. That.
Yeah.
I like that kill. That was pretty cool.
Well, I'll give my thoughts on the movie since you brought it up.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the movie started off really strong. I
Uh-huh.
thought, I mean, you were scared, remember? Because I was surprised the kills started really early. You didn't have much time to get into the movie. It was
Get into it.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes into the movie and we're already having like really brutal kills. I feel like the first 20, 30 minutes or so were really good, actually. But I really wanted to, but I could not get down with Justin Long's performance.
No.
Yeah.
God, his teeth and his tan. Fuck.
I know. It was really cringy and bad. I know that's what he was going for. Like, I know. I mean, I don't know. It's like, did he accomplish what he was trying to accomplish?
No.
Maybe. But, I don't know. It just, every time he was on screen, I was just like, oh God, let it stop. You know what I mean? And I don't know, that movie did something interesting. I guess spoiler alert a little bit. The killer was, at least in the original timeline, was really obvious. Who you think is the killer is exactly who the killer is. Yeah. And so when they unmasked him, which that was also a shock. 10 minutes into the movie, the killer is revealed.
That was kind of lame.
And I was like, whoa. And it was exactly who you thought it was. I was like, okay. And I think just some of my other issues is that the supernatural or time travel, just all of those elements didn't quite make sense, and they didn't explain how that works.
It wasn't time travel. She was just wishing upon a star,
yeah,
you know?
So
another reality.
She starts feeling sorry for herself, and she, just without, like, really spoiling a whole lot,
You can spoil.
No, I don't want to spoil too much.
I want to spoil.
I'm going to try to avoid spoilers in this, because these are brand new movies. But basically, she wishes that she was never born, and then her wish was granted. And she wakes up in a new reality where she was never born. And that's, you know, how it connects to It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, no. Is it really that she was never born, or she was never born into this family? Because they can see her.
No, that she was never born at all.
But they can see her.
Well, yes, but she's seeing, like, it's allowing her to step into the world where she never existed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how it connects to It's a Wonderful Life, and that's pretty much all the connection, the extent of that connection. But it doesn't explain how that works, really, or why that works.
You just have to believe in something higher.
Yeah, you just have to believe it.
And you don't, clearly.
Okay. And then Justin Long's character at one point has some sort of supernatural ability to, like, control, like, mind control of the town residents. But there's no explanation as to how he is able to do this.
That is true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I thought about it. And I was like, what?
We just figured it was his teeth doing the magic.
Not the veneers. The power of the veneers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so, like, that bothered me. But I really liked the girls and their storyline. That was really cute. Babe, I cheered. Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry. No, well, the gay aunts were cool, too. But, but no, the main character and then the girl that's the weirdo, that everybody keeps calling her a weirdo in both realities.
I thought they were cute.
They were cute. We cheered when they kissed at the end.
Oh my God, I was hoping she would remember her, and I'm glad.
I know, that was so
I think they went together up it.
Oh, that's my other issue.
What?
Okay, and this is probably the biggest issue I have with the movie, is just how quickly they believe her. How in the new reality where she doesn't exist, right? Yeah. She goes to her family's home. Mm-hmm. The only one that, like, still doesn't believe her is her dad, and I'm like, okay, great. Somebody, but the aunt just, like, so quickly, she was, you did this one really embarrassing thing when you were a teenager, and I know that. And then the aunt was like,
well, like, also, who would know this one? It was a weird fact. Like, no one else would know.
Yeah, but, like, that was all it took for her to buy into the fact that there's some sort of supernatural ability for multiple realities, and in one reality she was in your family, and in this reality that you've known your whole life she doesn't exist, but apparently she does, and you just believe her?
I would. If you told me something like that, I would believe.
Off of one embarrassing story.
I believe a lot of crazy things, Amber.
I just didn't feel like that was realistic. That she just
You're just not a believer!
And it kind of felt like they were acting as though they'd known each other.
Because they do.
Okay, even if she did believe her, I'll give you devil's advocate. Even if she did believe her,
I'll give you angel's advocate.
Wouldn't there be some awkward energy there? Because one girl's side, she knows her, but on the other girl's side, like the aunt would not know her at all. So she would be, not sure how to act. And I just didn't feel like there was any of that.
She's acting like an aunt. Easy peasy.
You know what's funny is this was on your list as one of the worst movies of the year, and I feel like I'm criticizing the movie and you're defending it.
Girl. No, because I believe in random stuff like that, Amber. You have to see it to believe it.
But I just think it's funny. I'm critiquing the movie and you're defending the movie from all my critiques.
Yeah, there wasn't much for me to critique. I just told you it didn't make my top 10. But I didn't like it, But it's still my bottom 5.
Alright. My number 4 was Exorcist Believer. And if you want to check out our full review, we have another video on our channel. Or you can listen to our Halloween podcast to find it. We talked about it there. It was boring. They didn't do anything interesting. And they, speaking of box office, they spent $400 million to have the rights to The Exorcist, to make this movie. And to plan a trilogy.
Just to be a toilet plunger? Are you kidding me?
A horrible movie. It has a 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb.com, which is really bad. And they only grossed worldwide $136 million. So, for budget-wise on what they spent to actually make and market this movie, they kind of broke even, I think. They made enough. But in terms of when you put it into perspective of $400 million they spent to get the rights, absolute bomb. I mean, it did terrible. I don't know what they're gonna do. I guess they have to move forward with the sequels to even make any money back for buying the rights, but yikes, I hope they do a lot better, because this was not good. Yeah, that's my number 4. Alright, babe, what's your number 4?
So 4th is actually Cocaine Bear.
4 is Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear, cocaina!
For Indigo.
Yes.
Dang, you really didn't like Cocaine Bear?
No, I thought it was gonna be different.
Yeah.
I went in with very different expectations, and then I feel like the movie experience was really fucking ruined for me because they took forever bringing out your popcorn, and then we were in the middle of a fight, and it was just really kind of awk, dude.
Were we fighting?
Yes, we were.
Oh. See, I didn't remember that.
I remember that. I remember all our fights because it scars me emotionally forever.
I remember us being late to the movie, and that really made me mad.
Yeah, then I don't want to be around you because you were being mean to me.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
So, do you think it's possible that the movie experience was ruined by extraneous factors and not the movie itself?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you think that this movie deserves to be in your top 5 worst of the year?
It's already there. It's too late.
Okay, it's too late to take it back.
It honestly is such a fucking stupid movie.
It is, but that's why I like it. Because it's just so stupid. And it's so funny. It works. It's a stupid funny. It works. Now, was it as funny as I wanted it to be? No. No, it wasn't.
I feel like they missed some stuff, dude.
There was some parts that just really got to me. Like, I was, even despite the fight, I was laughing my ass off. Because, yeah, now that you bring it up, I do remember, I think because we were late, which, honestly, I'm amazed they even let us in, because the movie was already started. And at this particular type of movie theater, they usually don't allow you to go in once the movie has started.
Well, they suck.
But they let us go in for some reason, so we missed the first minute or two, which was kind of unfortunate because I think the rest of the movie, I didn't have the needed context for what was going on.
Yes, we kept talking about it on our way home.
Yeah.
There was something that happened at the beginning that we completely forgot.
Because I guess
it was important.
It was important to know because it was the reason why the cocaine was there. And like why that unfortunately, rest in peace, passed away this year, Ray Liotta, why he is involved in all of this. That context we totally missed because we were late. So that didn't help because I kind of didn't really understand why things were going on the whole movie, but I liked it. I think the one thing that kind of was annoying was having all the different storylines because there were so many different people. I feel like in some ways those weren't meshed well together. The little kids I felt like got a little too much screen time, I think.
Yes, the ones that got lost.
Yeah.
And then how did she, like, the little girl, I was confused at how she got to, like, rocks.
Me too. That part was a little But I really liked the park rangers. That was fucking funny. Margot Martindale, she's always great. She always plays these really particular roles. And Jesse Tyler Ferguson, I thought they were both great as the park rangers.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
That part was really funny. Really obvious. Like, you can't go into this movie taking it seriously. I mean, again, it's called Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
So as long as you go into it without taking it super seriously, you're gonna enjoy it. Unfortunately, Indigo did not enjoy it because we were in a fight. So maybe we'll try that movie again someday.
Maybe.
When we're not in a fight.
Not fighting.
And we'll enjoy it.
We're always fighting though because we hate each other.
Don't lie to the people. When's the last time we had a fight?
Yesterday.
When?
At some point.
No, we didn't.
Well, we could have.
We could have.
I just don't remember because you were so drunk.
What?
Yeah, you were drunk like a skunk.
Indigo passed out at 11 p.m.
No, it was earlier.
No, because you did see the ball drop in New York, so you were awake at 11 p.m.
I did?
But you did not last much longer than that. You were like, I'm not impressed, and then you went to sleep.
That's how unimpressed I was.
And I tried to wake her ass up so I could have my midnight kiss, and she was like, no, I'm sleepy.
Because I was sleepy.
And I was like, it's your birthday. Like, Happy New Year. It's your birthday. Give me a kiss. And then she was just like, no. I was like, okay, well, we're going to bed. So I took you to bed. And you don't even remember that, which is funny.
I don't.
You're welcome. That was your knight in shining armor taking you to bed.
Thank you.
And then I stayed up for another, like, hour or two.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't you wake me up?
Well, I watched a little bit more of the special and then, like, a YouTube video or something. And then I was just sitting on Twitter for, like, another 30 minutes or so before I went to sleep. So it really wasn't, like, you missed anything. And I cleaned up a little bit before I went to bed. So, you're welcome. All right, well, that was your number 4.
The third would be Megan.
Okay.
Are you saying the third one first or me?
So my last 3 are all straight to streaming movies, basically, so that's not a good sign.
Yes.
My number 3 is, and I just want to clarify too, none of the movies I saw this year I hated. I just want to clarify that. I didn't hate any movie that I saw this year. There were some duds, but none of them were egregiously bad. Just want to throw that out there. Because especially with this movie, I wouldn't say it was egregiously bad. It just wasn't very good. So number 3 was Xmas. So basically, the movie is about a guy who recently broke up with his girlfriend, or recently got dumped by his girlfriend.
Oof.
And he's a workaholic. And he tells his family, I don't think I can come home because I have, like, this work project that I need to finish. But it's really just because he's super depressed because of the breakup. And so he does decide to surprise his family and go home. He goes home to find that his ex is there. And
at home?
Yeah, and his family invited her to all the Christmas festivities.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. The premise of it is kind of cool. Like, it's kind of funny and fucked up. It wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. It just wasn't executed super well. A lot of the jokes didn't really land. I mean, I wouldn't... It's not a movie that I wouldn't watch this again. It just wasn't great.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got to be my number 3. Because I really tried, to give it some grace. But when I compare it to all the other movies I saw this year, that's where it landed for me. Because the quality just wasn't that great. But it's cute. I mean, it does have some redeeming qualities to it. Honestly, if I probably remade this list, it might not be this low.
Oh.
But it's pretty low. So I'm going to keep it. It's still in my top 5 worst movies I saw. But like I said, it's not terrible. And I think there are certain people that would love this movie.
Me?
It just wasn't for me.
Would I like it?
Probably. And I think it was the same issue as you people, where I just didn't feel like the leads had good chemistry. And that's why the movie really fell off for me. I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe that they were in a relationship. I didn't believe that they had feelings. I just didn't believe it. They didn't have chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
They had some moments that were kind of funny, but other than that, it was no romantic chemistry whatsoever.
Bada bing, bada bing.
So that's what made it really a dud.
That sucks.
I know. I think this could have been really good had the leads had a chemistry, and they didn't. So that's what's the bummer about it. But I think that's it. Those are my thoughts on this one. But I mean, I would watch it again on Christmas. Just only on Christmas though. I'm never watching that shit otherwise. But maybe in a few years, you get me drunk on Christmas, I'll watch it.
I think number 2 would have to be You People. You People. Yeah. It has to be. Well, okay. So I've been doing some thinking while you're doing that. Nothing, just on your phone. But
I just finished talking.
I would have to say my biggest problem with this was the lack of chemistry between these people. I hated it because it could have been good. I really think it could have been good.
I know the concept was really funny. We're in an interracial relationship, and so I really was like excited to watch this movie and be like, "Ooh, this is interesting," because it's about an interracial relationship with a white boy. I'm a white boy, and it, like you said, the chemistry was not there. And it wasn't, like, I don't know, the jokes just didn't land.
No.
90% of the jokes did not land. And Eddie Murphy was in it. I was like, this has to be funny.
Was it?
And it wasn't.
I chuckled a few times, so.
Yeah. I think there was some stipulation that Jonah Hill had or something. Because I don't think they ever actually kiss.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. I remember I read something, I think Jonah Hill was trying to protect his relationship in real life or something, which, ew, that's something I forgot about earlier in 2023.
Didn't that end up, like, really, like, the screenshots all over Instagram and shit?
I forgot about that. Some stuff came out about Jonah Hill and his ex-girlfriend, that he was apparently emotionally abusive or something, and very possessive. Ugh. But anyway, we're not going to get into that, because that's not pleasant news. Just this movie, it could have been good. I think that's the perfect description. It could have been good, but it just wasn't. Because that's my number 2, too. That's my number 2 worst movie of 2023.
Whoa.
It was a big disappointment, that's for sure. You done?
Yes.
Any more thoughts?
No. That was my whole thought.
That was my whole thought.
Yeah.
Well, good, baby. You actually had a thought
Thank you.
this movie. Good job.
I know sometimes.
I know you do. All right, well, on to the number 1 worst movie I saw released in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was The Outlaws, which was a Netflix movie that my family forced me to watch while I was home one time. Basically, the movie is, there's this guy who's like super straight-laced. He's a banker.
He's gross.
And he has this girlfriend, and he goes to meet his in-laws, and turns out his in-laws are bank robbers, aka the movie's title, The Outlaws. Get it?
Oh, okay.
Instead of the in-laws, it's the outlaws.
They're crooked
Ha
people.
ha 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 ha. Yeah, so this movie's super forgettable. I had to kind of look up the synopsis to remember it, honestly. It was just not very good, and again, no chemistry between the two lead actors. Can they stop doing that? Like, if you're gonna have romantic interests, they need to have chemistry for you to do that. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to see that studios are just hiring people that they think will bring people in to view the movie without caring whether they have chemistry or not.
Yeah.
Because it was Nina Dobrev and Adam Devine.
Nina
And they
did some
had
good stuff.
Yeah, but they had no chemistry whatsoever. I'm sorry, Adam Devine, I don't like his comedy. He does not work for me. And so I knew when they turned this movie on, I was like, I'm not going to like this because I don't like him. But I gave it a chance because Nina Dobrev and Ellen Barkin were in it. And I love Ellen Barkin from Animal Kingdom. I love her from Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
She was really good in that. So I gave it a chance, and then it was not good. Not good at all. It was the worst movie I saw all year.
That's... Wow.
Yeah.
Worst.
The very worst. This is... I know how I said there's not any bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
Not egregiously bad. This is as close as it gets to egregiously bad without being egregiously bad. So,
crazy.
it was definitely the worst. That's my number one.
The Holdovers is Indigo's number one hated list of all 2023. Nothing can get worse. Because that's how bad it is. Interesting that people liked it though.
I've seen a lot of people put it on their top 10.
I just can't get into it, and I don't know if I just need to be in a different place in my life to understand it, or like what, because I had absolutely no distractions. Like, I even put my phone away because I had heard really great things about it, and I was so excited. Even the previews like kept exciting me, but once I got to it, my mind kept drifting away, and it couldn't capture my attention.
No, it's definitely a movie that I think if you have any sort of ADHD, you're going to have a hard time with. Because it's so slow and dialogue driven.
The beginning, it took forever to start. Like, I couldn't even... No, I was out before it even started, if I'm being serious.
Yeah, it's very dialogue heavy. And it's very character driven. So I could see... You know, it's kind of funny because I thought you would actually like that movie. Really. I thought you would like it because I thought you would relate to the characters. Obviously, your parents are not great. His parents are clearly not great. So I thought you would kind of relate to that a little bit and empathize with it, and, you know, it would get your emotions. But I also see how your ADHD was acting up and was like, what the fuck is going on? I am bored.
I finished the whole box of whales because I just, like, couldn't stop. I just wanted to not hear it anymore. So I kept crunching on those bitches. And you know how loud they are. I wanted to ASMR for y'all, but Amber said no.
No.
She said y'all would hate it.
You know, yeah, that movie's definitely one of those movies that it's like a slice of real life. And so I appreciated it for that fact.
Uh-huh.
I did feel that the characters felt very real and felt very relatable. Mm-hmm. So I appreciated it for that fact. But it wasn't as good as everyone was making it out to be. I wanted it to be better. But I kind of went away, and it was kind of funny because I saw it with my family, and I think we saw it around Thanksgiving or something. It was something around then. And we all just kind of left the movie, and we all kind of, as a collective, were like, that movie kind of bummed me out. Like, when we left the movie, we were kind of not feeling super happy. I think we drove in silence for a while before anyone even said anything. And if that's what the movie was going for, then they did their job. But I think you do have to be in a certain kind of mindset to enjoy that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't there. And so, I think it's one of my honorable mentions for the year of the best movies. I do think it was good. I do think it was very well written. I do think it felt very real and relatable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was too long. I think there was a lot that could have been cut down. And the editing could have been a little bit better. So it didn't feel as slow.
Mm-hmm.
It did feel very slow, and it felt like it kind of dragged. But, I don't know. You know, a lot of people really liked it, so it just didn't work as well for me. And it clearly didn't work very well for you. Alright, well, that was our 5 worst movies of the year.
80 for rating.
I was more so asking if you wanted to give us some animal fun facts.
Yes, I do. We are going to talk about a certain little
animal fun facts.
Did you have to interrupt me?
Oh, sorry.
Do you just want to know a random one? Or, because I have a whole list here. Here, look, you see that? All of this.
Oh my god.
So do you just want me to pick a random one? Or, like, from...
How about you...
Here down is what I studied. So it's from here to here.
What was the one that you were telling me earlier about they have sex and they die? And then they drop off their penis or something.
Oh, the Argonaut!
Tell the listeners that one and then save the rest for future podcasts. Okay? Okay, that made you unhappy.
It's so hard. Okay. So, we're going to talk about the Argonaut. Oh, I'm just so excited. Okay. This type of octopus.
It's a type of octopus?
Okay. So, they can be found in tropical or subtropical waters.
Ooh.
They're also called the paper nautili because it's referencing their paper-thin egg case that females can secrete. Okay, so this is a fact that... Oh, no. Did you know that, okay. I just get so excited. I don't know where I'm going, dude. Okay,
it's cute, though.
So it says that the Argonaut means sailor of the sea, and it comes from the Greek word nautilus, which literally means sailor. Because they thought that they would, like, with their tentacles, their arms, they would just, like, row like a fucking sailor. That's like so cool. Yeah.
Row your boat gently down the stream.
The Argonaut searches until he finds the biggest octopus he can. Because the female Argonauts are way bigger than the male. So when he finds her, he finds the right one for him. He throws his penis tentacle at her head. What? He throws his penis tentacle at her head, and then he goes to hide and heal. If she doesn't like the sample, she's gonna go find him and kill him. But if she does like it, then she'll feed him while he's healing, and then they go live happily ever after.
What the hell?
Isn't it so cool?
He throws his penis at her.
His penis tentacle. Come on now.
Animals are something else, bro.
But they're gonna heal.
Wow. I love the fact that they go and kill them if they don't like it.
Of course.
You, like, assaulted me with your nasty penis, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh,
love
and
that.
the word for, because I was talking to Dwight about it. And then I told him that the other animals, oh my god, I think it's on my phone, actually. But there are 3 other carnivorous animals that die after mating, and that the word for that, like the fucking term for that, because it happens so often, is semiparous.
Semiparous?
Yeah.
That's the word?
Yeah, and it only happens like It mostly happens to fishes.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Simiparis reproducing or breeding only once in a lifetime.
Yeah, so carnivorous marsupials that die after mating are the Tasmanian devils, quolls, and poached mice. Oh, also Coludus, along with the Argonaut octopi.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like 4.
Wow.
And
Aren't they
they're
special?
fucking crazy.
They fuck so hard, they die.
They do.
They go out with a bang.
Please stop.
They go out with a big bang. That's the Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
How many more jokes do you think I can come up with?
None, because I'm ending it here. Okay, yeah, that was the last of it. That was the end.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty cool.
Great animal fun fact segment.
Okay.
I loved it. All right, well, should we talk about the movies that we wanted to see in 2023 but it just didn't work out?
Yes.
I meant to talk about that earlier, but it's okay. We can save it for now. So, the ones I really wanted to see but didn't get to. No Hard Feelings. I wanted to see this movie so bad. I tried many different avenues. For some reason, where we lived, the movie went out of theaters really fast.
Fun.
No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence. The comedy movie she came out with.
But it was on something that we could have seen it. I saw
it went on Netflix eventually. But I don't use Netflix anymore. I swore off Netflix after they did their password crackdown bullshit.
Sometimes I still log on. Through years.
And it works?
Yeah, like when you were gone with your family for Thanksgiving, I accidentally pressed the Netflix button, and that's how it happens. Every few months, I press the Netflix button, and it lets me go in for like a day pass.
Yeah, a day pass.
So, but once I turn off the TV or I change it, it won't let me come back in.
Yeah,
it'll make me log in.
For context, listeners, the reason the Netflix is still active is because my mom uses it, and that's basically me and my mom were sharing Netflix for a long time. And she pretty much only uses Netflix. She knows how to work Netflix. So I let her keep the Netflix. But if it was up to me, that show would be canceled. Okay? But I'm not using it anymore because I'm not allowed to, apparently. So that's why I haven't seen the movie. Because it was like, it went out of theaters really fast. And then it was $20 to rent it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then it went on Netflix. So, basically, they hate me. They don't want me to see this movie. I wanted to see this movie, but they didn't want me to see it. So, we might have to go through other means to see this movie.
Okay.
Off the record. Okay? Next movie I wanted to see was Mr. Monk's Last Case. Shout out. If you know, you know. Monk, the TV show, one of the best TV shows of all time, okay? One of the best detective shows of all time, okay? If you know, you know. I didn't get around to seeing it because apparently I really have poor memory about what the last season actually entailed because I thought he died. And clearly he didn't. So I don't know what was wrong with me and why I thought that. So I need to rewatch at least the last few episodes of the last season before I watch this movie. That's why I didn't get around to it. Next one was Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor. I really want to see that really bad. I will see it eventually, but we were watching a bunch of other stuff and just... It should have came out in October. If it had came out in October, I would have watched it, but it didn't. So, and then Killers of the Flower Moon, of course. That movie was way too fucking long. 3.5 hours. I need to dedicate a whole day to that movie, and I just don't have the time. That's why. The Iron Claw, the boxing movie with Zac Efron. That looked interesting. Haven't seen it yet. Poor Things with Emma Stone. A very different role for Emma Stone. I'm interested to see that, but just didn't get around to it. Godzilla -1. I've heard a lot of really good things about this movie, so I need to check it out at some point, but, you know, movies kind of like that are typically not my forte, but I'll check it out. Sound of Freedom, I heard was really good, but, you know, it's super sad. It's about sex trafficking, so I need to be in the proper mood to see something like that. Gran Turismo, my mom and my sister both told me to go see this, and I just never got around to it.
Question. What's the mood for sex trafficking movies?
Okay.
Once you said that, I knew I wanted to get you.
Okay.
What kind of mood do you want to be in, baby?
You got me there. I need to be in a mentally strong state, is what I mean.
Okay.
I need
so
to
not
be,
in the mood to see that.
Which means I'm not mentally strong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I have to be mentally strong, and then I have prepared to be emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I have to be in the mood that I'm okay with getting emotional. And right now I'm in this stage, I feel like, where I don't want to be emotional. Like, not that emotional.
So you're not emotional right now?
I mean, I am, but I'm not crying. Like, I'm not sad all the time. That's a good thing. Mental health, you know.
Alright, keep going.
Okay. And then When Evil Lurks. I've heard that movie's really good, so I want to see that. And then, of course, just as a general, I need to see the Spider-Man animated version. The Into the Spider-Verse and the Across Spider-Verse. I haven't seen those yet, so before people come at me, because I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be a Spider-Man fan, and I haven't seen those.
Yeah, apparently.
I haven't seen those yet, so I need to see them eventually. But it's just, when Tobey Maguire did so incredible, why do I need to see more? Why are there 4 different versions of Spider-Man? You know? I'll eventually sit down and watch them one day, because I've heard they're really fucking good, but... Okay, those were all the movies that I wanted to see, but I
That was a
didn't
really
get to.
short list, like 5 or 6.
That was 11. Thank you very much. I was
let me
quick.
see.
I was quick with it, baby. You don't believe me? It says 11 right there. Or were you checked out? Were you not listening to me?
Here it is. Here you go.
Yeah. All right. What's your list, baby?
Monk's Last Case, No
Yeah.
Hard Feelings, Iron Claw. I think we're the only ones we had the same.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I want to see the Joan Baez I Am Noise. I want to see that one. It's a documentary.
Oh.
So it says here, Joan Baez has been on stage for over 60 years. For the now 82-year-old, the personal has always been political, and her friendship with Martin Luther King and her pacifism has shaped her commitment. So I thought it was interesting, you know.
Yeah, you can have fun.
Big Mac.
That's the one where it's not the Big Mac you think.
No, I thought it was a McDonald's documentary. But it's Big Mac, Gangsters, and Gold. It's a German movie or something.
It's about a murderer.
Yeah, a man is convicted of a robbery he didn't commit and spends 9 years in jail because of it. And then decades later, he gets out. He becomes a suspect again. And people were questioning it, like, is he, like, did he do it this time? Like, is he innocent? I don't think he's innocent this time. I think jail corrupted him, you know?
Indigo doesn't think he's innocent.
There's, that animated, that movie Chupa.
Chupa?
Yeah, it's about the Mexican legend, the Chupacabra.
Oh.
Yeah.
They came out with a movie about that?
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't see it.
I thought it was really good. That I wanted to see it. Then, that Adam Sandler movie, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah.
No.
I wanted to see that one.
It's funny, a lot of these movies I didn't even hear about.
What? Of course I didn't get to see The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and
Oh,
Snakes.
yeah. I need to read... Well, because I want to read that first. But I don't know, just a movie about President Snow, I'm not really vibeth. Like, why do I want to hear about how a man becomes a psychopath? Not really feeling it. Like, or, like, trying to sympathize with a psychopath. Like, ew. But maybe it's not what I think. Maybe it's better than that. So.
There's another movie with Adam Sandler called Leo, an animated movie that I didn't get to see. It's about this, he's a lizard, and he, like, finds out that he has a year to live or something, so then he lives in this, he lives with this turtle in a terrarium, or, yeah. So they plan an escape, and I really am looking forward to that one.
You like Adam Sandler, apparently.
I've always loved Adam Sandler. Oh, the big George Foreman movie?
Oh, yeah. We
I didn't see
almost
that
saw
one.
that, but
Yeah.
then we saw
I ended up
something else.
seeing Hello, God, It's Me, Margaret.
That's a good movie, though. Why'd you
I
say it
didn't.
like that?
Because it's serious.
Was it?
The Boy and the Heron. I didn't get to see that one.
Yeah.
The Migration movie about the ducks. Remember that I was telling you?
Oh, yeah.
And the last one is She Came to Me with Anne Hathaway. And Peter Dinklage. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's quite handsome, so I'm.
Oh, you do,
I really want to see him. Yeah, he is. Yeah, those are my 13 movies, so I went above and beyond. You're welcome, lady.
You're welcome. Wow. Okay, well, those were the movies we wanted to see, but just did not work out.
No, our top 10. My
You ready?
number 10 movie.
Do we want to do honorable mentions?
I don't have any honorable mentions.
Okay, well, I do. My honorable mentions are Missing. It didn't quite crack the list, but I thought it was really good. I thought Storm Reed did a great job with her acting, and I enjoyed it. And then Air, which honestly, there was not a lot of sports movies this year,
No,
right? Or am I crazy?
you're crazy.
Air and like Creed 3 were like the only sports movies, I swear. Air was about Michael Jordan and how he came to have the iconic shoe deal we all know and love with Nike, Air Jordan, the shoe deal, the iconic shoe deal between Nike, and how actually his mother played a huge part in that. And actually his mother is kind of the reason why so many athletes have these amazing sponsorships and endorsements and how they get so much money. She kind of started that trend. So
It's really amazing.
it was a good movie, but it just wasn't like amazing. Like, it was good, it just wasn't amazing. So didn't quite make my top 10.
So you're all honorable mentions?
Those are my
Honorable
mentions.
mention, Cocaina Bear.
What? That was in your top 5 worst.
But you made me realize if I had been in a different mood, if I wasn't with a partner that was being mean to me,
What?
I could have liked it.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
Not say do not say I was being mean to you. You know I
You
was
made
not.
me upset. We were late.
Well, yeah, you made me upset. I don't remember what we were fighting about now, but all right. So top 10, we go. What's your number 10?
80 for Brady.
80 for Brady. I knew that was going to be in your top 10. You love those ladies.
I love Jane Fonda.
Indigo was obsessed with those old ladies.
They're the best.
Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. And Rita Moreno, too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Rita.
And Sally Field.
Oh, Sally.
I mean,
What
it
she
was
can't
fine.
do.
It was fine. It wasn't bad. It was just,
I think for me, it was just seeing them on screen together.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean,
oh my God.
they have great chemistry, all of them. I mean, that's just not my kind of movie, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Would you like to talk about it?
I'm in love looking at them. Look at them. They're so happy.
They are very happy.
I love them. Oh my God. Sally Fields, like, why is she... Oh, she's this cute little me character. Like, I don't understand it. But her personality fits into this. And I just want to hold her. You know? Oh my God. And when you think Lily Tomlin's gonna fucking die... You can cut that out.
No, I'm keeping that.
That was me crying.
I know.
That's all I have to say. I don't want to get too emotional because I'm stuffy.
Okay. My number 10, I was actually kind of surprised this ended up in my top 10. This took some reflection on kind of...
Spiritually?
Yes, spiritually, emotionally, personally, mentally, all of it. I just was kind of like looking at all the movies I saw this year, and I had to have it in my top 10. It just kind of found its way there, and I couldn't say no. My number 10 is Bottoms. And I'm kind of surprised. I remember both of us walking out of that movie being like, that wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And it's still not as good as I wanted it to be. Let's be real. It's in my top 10. It earned that spot, but it didn't I don't know what was missing. It just felt like there was something not quite there for me. But at the end of the day, Rachel Sennett is a fucking star. And I'm kind of gotten to the point where anything that she's in it, I'm watching it. Because I enjoy it. Every single thing that she has done has been great. And her character in this movie made me laugh so fucking much. There was that scene where she's going off in the gym and she's yelling at everybody about the rules of the Fight Club and you gotta be on time and you gotta do this and do that.
Oh my god, when the girls show up.
And then that girl shows up that she likes and she just completely shifts everything and she becomes this really meek, quiet version of herself and she's like, hey, what's up, guys? I mean, just that her performance is just so good. I really liked her performance and the chemistry between so it was Rachel Sennett and
the girl
Ayo
that turned it
Edebiri. Ayo Edebiri and her romantic interest I feel like didn't have chemistry, in my opinion.
I thought you were talking about Kia Gerber?
No, that's my other point. Rachel Sennett and Kia Gerber had such good fucking chemistry and I get what they were trying to go for there. Yeah. You know, spoiler alert. Okay, I will spoil something. So Kia Gerber and Rachel Sennett's characters were basically doing that whole flirtatious thing of like making fun of each other, but it was really cute. You could tell they had good chemistry. There was sexual tension. It was awesome. And I get what they were going for there, where that happens a lot for gay girls, where we can't tell the line between, are you doing this as a friend or are you doing this to flirt with me? It's a really hard line to find. And I get what they were going for there, where sometimes for lesbian girls, we have straight friends that we think are attractive and we flirt with them and they flirt back, but they don't mean it in a romantic way. They're just having fun. You know what I mean? And so Kia Gerber's character, unfortunately, Rachel Sennett's character tries to kiss her and she's like, whoa, I'm straight. And I get even on her side too of how straight girls, when they have gay friends, there's that uncomfortable dynamic of, oh, I thought we were friends and now you're like trying to kiss me and I thought we were friends, not that you were trying to get in my pants. You know what I mean? So I can see what they were going for on both sides. Both sides are valid. But that just disappoints me because, you know, if the other character, if Josie and Isabel, if they had good chemistry, I would have been fine with that, I think. But since those two didn't have good chemistry, and then
relying on
PJ,
these.
like Rachel and Kia, or is it Kia or is it Kaya? Fuck, you fucked me up. It was Kaya. Rachel and Kaya have some damn good chemistry. When she said I was straight, I was like, really, girl? No way. There's no way. And I think they were trying to imply at the end that maybe she was starting to consider, maybe. But I don't know. That was kind of a letdown when it got to that part. It was very anticlimactic. It was like, oh, come on. Really? So I think that bothered me. But I think I have a hard time with it too because it's so, especially at the end with the fight scene, it's just so rambunctious and unrealistic and crazy. And I have a hard time with stuff like that when it's really unrealistic. I'm more lean on preferring realism. And so when there's something that out of the box, I have a harder time with it. But I think because it was very original, I think it was funny. I think it dealt with some queer storylines that I enjoyed. I think it made the protagonists also be, you know, also treated them as humans and that they weren't perfect and they made mistakes, and I liked that. Marshawn Lynch was surprisingly funny. I really enjoyed that because I didn't know he was in this movie, and so when I saw him I was like, oh, okay, hello. So I think it had enough elements for me that I liked. I had a hard time too with the douchebag boyfriend, the football character who for some reason everyone in the school worshipped him and he was annoying. I have a hard time with that too, because I'm like, that's not realistic, but I guess I see what they were going for. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Babe.
Sorry, I got caught up because you were saying this man's name. I was like, who is this? And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's a coach well, he was one of the teachers. That was, whatever.
Yeah, he's a football player.
And then I'm fucking looking at 80 for Brady because I'm like, he looks familiar. He was in 80 for Brady.
Oh, yeah.
He was at the poker table.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot, because it said movie, and I was like, oh, maybe he has just one credit for fucking Bottoms. No, nope. Bottoms and 80 for Brady.
Look at that man go. What a successful year for him.
Yeah. Pretty
honorable
cool.
mention, best actor of the year.
All in one year?
Lynch.
Let's go.
So, all right. Yeah, that's my number 10. And also, I'm going to give it more credit because it's gay. Let's be real. Let's be real. It appeals to me and you as an audience.
Okay, so I did my 10. My number 9 would have to be... Ooh. My number 9 is Are You There? God, It's Me, Margaret.
Okay. That's my number 3.
What's your number 3?
Yeah. My number 9 was Totally Killer, which you didn't see this one. So basically, this one is, kind of a Back to the Future reference. Excuse me. It's about a girl who, there was a murder spree when her mother was in high school, and a bunch of her friends were murdered. Mm-hmm. And her whole life, she has been terrified that this killer will come after her again, because they were never caught. So she's raised her daughter to be, going to all the defense classes and don't do this and don't stay out late and all this stuff, right? So the classic, the daughter's annoyed with the mom, just like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween and what's her face, right? But I remember the teenager ends up going back in time to when her mom was in high school, and the mom obviously doesn't know who she is. It's honestly kind of cute because she goes back in time and she sees her mom and her dad when they were teenagers in high school. And, she has to pretend like she's another high schooler. Basically, she's trying to prevent the killer. The killer comes back and kills the mom. So then the teenager decides to go back in time to try to prevent the killer from doing that. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm explaining this really bad.
That's okay.
Honestly, it was cute. It was cute. It was good. I thought it was entertaining. The time travel stuff can get a little convoluted, but if you don't focus on the logic all that much, you'll enjoy it. And yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's good. I think it does its job. It's solid. Like, it's not a masterpiece or nothing, but it's good. Number 8.
Bottoms.
Okay, so it did make your list. I was wondering. Yeah. You didn't say anything when I talked about it.
Why would I? That would have revealed my list.
Okay. Well, what are your thoughts?
You said all my thoughts.
Alright, you're done with your thoughts on that? I feel like it was mainly my thoughts, though.
I backed it up. I said, I said, I said, oh yeah, I feel that one. That was me supporting.
Alright, thank you. I guess back to me. My number 8 was Scream 6. Did you forget?
No.
Oh.
That's your number 8?
That's my number 8. Like I said, this movie started off really good. The third act is where it lost me. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the killers. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the killer reveal. I thought that it was lame. And I'm not gonna spoil the killers. And like I said, Melissa Barrera's performance in the third act is literally the only saving grace for me. Mm. The third act just completely took me out of it. It started off really good. I liked that it was in New York City. That was a new setting.
New York.
It actually worked really well. I thought that was actually really nice. Jenna Ortega did a great job. Melissa Barrera actually was acting like I knew she could.
Acting.
She was an actor in this movie.
It was theater camp, baby.
Oh, that's another movie.
Theater camp. 2023 they came out.
That's another movie.
Yeah.
Add that to my movie I wanted to see but didn't see.
All right.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, I really wanted to like it. And then Kirby, the return of Kirby was not as good as I wanted it to be. And it was fucking spoiled in this trailer, which is another reason I don't watch trailers anymore.
Number 7.
Kirby is one of my favorite characters from Scream 4. I've been dying for her to return. And she finally returned, but I don't know. It felt like she was underutilized and overutilized at the same time. I don't know how to make that make sense. I don't know. It didn't feel like they wrote her character appropriately, I guess. I don't know. And the gays were fucking broken up at the beginning of the movie. What the fuck? Very egregious. The worst, most brutal kill in the movie was that sweet girlfriend to Mindy's character. Why was she so brutally murdered in that way?
Because she's gay.
I guess because she's gay. And that kind of pissed me off.
That did piss me off.
And why the fuck does Chad survive so many stabbings every movie? Scream 5, he was stabbed like 20, 30 times, survived. This movie, he's stabbed 20, 30 times, survives. I'm sorry, that's not realistic, that's annoying, kill him. If they had killed him off in the third act, I would have liked the third act better. And that's not because I don't like the character, he's fine.
So you're kind of a hater.
I mean, he's fine, but it's like, the stakes are not, you gotta have high stakes, and I don't think any main character died in this movie. I think the core 4 all survived this movie. So, if they had had the balls to kill Chad, I think that would have made this movie better. But, whatever. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Scream 6. That's my number 8.
It was my number 7.
Ooh.
I know. That's why I made that face whenever you said it, because I was like, oh, it's here. I'm looking at it.
It's a close call. What are your thoughts on Scream 6?
I liked it. I really liked whenever, remember whenever they went to that abandoned theater thing or movie place?
Oh yeah, and they had all
the Scream
memorabilia in there.
That was really twisted.
Yeah, that was cool though. I mean, it was cool to see the references to the other movies like that.
Let's see. Oh my god! Whenever they go, they're outside, and one of the guys, he's explaining how each one of them, what's it called? He was telling us, like, the nerd or the slut, like, they're gonna die this weird. You know what I'm talking about? Not the tropes. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the tropes.
I think he was explaining that. Yes.
Mindy always explains those. She's always talking.
Was it Mindy?
Probably. It was probably Mindy and somebody
I thought it was
else.
a new guy.
I don't know, but that is one reason I like Mindy as a character. She's kind of like the Randy Meeks of the modern Scream movies, where she explains all of the horror movie tropes and the lore of horror movies.
Which, okay, so whoever it was, I guess it was Mandy, but whoever was explaining that, the whole time I was watching the movie, I was like, you're the one who's the killer, you bitch. There's no fucking way you're gonna tell him, you're gonna predict who's dying and it happens.
Yeah.
Like, you're the killer.
Well, we're not going to spoil who the killer was.
The killer is...
Actually, 2 of the killers were pretty obvious, which I think was another reason I was disappointed, because in Scream 5, I knew who the killers were. Like, I was pretty confident, and then in Scream 6, I was confident again. There was one little pickle that I didn't expect, which I'm not going to spoil. But for the most part, I pretty much knew. And I'm just like, really? Can we get more creative? Because all of the Screams that I saw that were directed by Wes Craven, I had no idea who was coming. The first 4 Screams, I did not predict the killers. Or at least not all of the killers. And I'm like, Okay, where are my good writers that can trick me? Like, writers. I need some good writing, okay? I need better. And maybe this is bias, and maybe this is just me getting mad. And maybe this is wishful thinking, but they've been talking about trying to bring Stu back a lot. And
Really?
my idea for Scream 6, I'm just going to pitch. I'm going to go ahead and pitch.
What if they steal this idea?
Because they probably will. Because they're going to need all the help they can get for Scream 7. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so Scream 6, my pitch was there's all this hoopla in the fan base of did Stu survive or did Stu not survive, right? Mm-hmm. It's a big mystery. Everybody thinks that Stu can come back. My idea was, so in Scream 5, right? I think it's been long enough. Okay, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Scream 5, why are you listening to this? If you haven't seen Scream 5, what's wrong with you?
They could easily say the same thing about you.
Okay, it's been long enough.
Why haven't you seen Peter Cap? Huh?
It's been over a year. It's been long enough. I can talk about it. Okay, so in Scream 5, one of the killers ends up being Richie. Okay,
Why would you tell me that?
The boyfriend of Sam Carpenter, Melissa Barrera's character. Okay, that was obvious. It was really painfully obvious, actually. Anyway, he somewhat, Jack Quaid, the actor who played him, somewhat resembles Matthew Lillard.
Okay. Jack.
I could believe them being father and son.
Isn't that the... Did you tell me that before?
I did.
Or did I
that.
just... There's no way
I think I've brought this up to you before. So, my idea for Scream 6 on who the killer could have been is Matthew Lillard, Stu. Do you know how lit that would have been? If the ghost face mask was taken off and it was motherfucking Stu, because that was his son, and he was coming back for revenge. Do you know how lit that would be? And that would make Scream 5's killers have a more... I think for me, it would make their motive more reasonable. Because the whole... I get what they were trying to say of, like, toxic fan base, blah, blah, blah. Right? Because that was their reasoning, was that they watched way too many Stab movies. And they were obsessed with the Stab franchise. And they didn't like the direction the Stab movies were going. So they were like, let me create my own story.
Okay.
And fix the movies, right? That's what they were going for. I get that. I get the commentary they were trying to make. But that's not a good enough motive for me. Okay. Personally. That's another reason I didn't love Scream 5 as much as I wanted to. Okay. But their motives would have been better if it was that plus, hey, my dad was Stu. Motherfucking Stu. So then there's that connection to the whole beginning of the franchise. How lit would that have been if they kept that under wraps and they made the Ghostface be Stu in Scream 6? I could believe them being father and son.
Father and son?
Father and son. So.
Side note.
Whatever. They didn't go for it. They should have, but that was my opinion. So I was very let down by who ended up being the killer or killers. I'm not going to say. So.
Side note, I didn't know that Meg Ryan was Jack Quaid's mom.
Yeah.
Dennis
from
the Parent Trap?
Yep, Dennis and Meg Ryan. Isn't that crazy? He's got some very attractive parents, I'll tell you that much. Alright, well, that was my number 8. Number 7.
7 was Scream.
Oh, that's right. Remember? Scream was your... Number 7 for me is Barbie. I think... in hindsight, it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. And I feel like a lot of attention was on Ken. Especially in the aftermath. I feel like a lot of the attention has gone on Ken instead of Barbie. But I do like how it was interesting to see Ken experiencing a world. And I liked the commentary they were making on how much our society values men over women. And in Barbie world, women are the ones that are valued over men. And just how there's that opposite there. In our society, men are the ones that are supposed to be the ones in control and are supposed to be the ones in charge, and you know, that they just naturally get respect over women, even if women are better. So I liked the commentary that the movie was making, and I liked how it was surprisingly more adult than you would think this movie would be. Because I think a lot of parents thought this movie was good for their kids to see, because I remember telling my cousin, because my cousin has a 10-year-old, or almost 10-year-old, and like a 7-year-old, and I told him, I was like, you don't want to bring your kids to this movie, because this is not for kids. This is actually for adults. They will not get it. They will be very confused, because a lot of the jokes were very adult as well. Only adult people would understand. So I like that. I like that aspect. But I think it could have been better, to be honest. And I wanted more scenes with America Ferrera. I feel like there wasn't enough. And again, Will Ferrell sometimes just doesn't work for me. I didn't like him as the
president of the company.
Yeah, I didn't like those sections of the movie. Those really were dampening the movie for me. But yeah, otherwise it was very enjoyable. So
Next one.
6 was Oppenheimer.
Oh, really? It's a little further back.
Alright.
I'm just shocked that it's so far back.
No, you shouldn't be shocked. Nothing for me should be shocking.
Okay.
That's right.
Tell me about your thoughts.
Alright, number 6.
No, you're not going to tell me about your thoughts.
No.
You don't have any thoughts.
It was just such a fucking long goddamn movie, dude.
Hey, it could have been Killers of the Flower Moon. That's 3.5. This was only 3.
I'm watching that. Dude, the part that most sticks out to me is whenever he's in that auditorium and all the footsteps, and then it's him stepping on bones that disintegrate.
Yes.
That was chilling.
Dude, that gave me fucking chills.
That was crazy.
That was, to me, one of the best movie scenes I've ever seen.
Ever? Have you seen that?
Because I'm in... No, it's just so impressive to convey things so terrible without actually showing it. Without actually talking about it or showing it. Like, you're presenting almost... And it's almost kind of discussing how our minds can come up with something way worse or just as bad as what actually occurred. And it was just kind of showing his perspective of... It finally hit him, the reality of the bomb that he created. And it was his mind, like, coming up with what had happened. How horrifying it was. And then, like, the contrast of all these people cheering for him.
That was something.
Oh, and then, like, every once in a while, it would flicker, like, a child's face that has just been completely torn apart by the... Oh, my God. Like, even just talking about it, I'm getting the chills. Because, I mean, the movie did get criticism for not actually showing what the bomb did, but honestly, with that scene, I think it did.
And that was one of my criticisms. Before I had even seen it, I had heard that, and I hated that they didn't show all the things that were happening in New Mexico, like to all the people that were living around there.
Oh yeah, and how it affected that. Yeah, I mean that I think that scene really makes up for it in spades and does something disturbing. I think showing it in that way was almost forced you to confront it and the terror of it. Maybe that's me. Okay, anyway, moving on. All right, well, number 6, you talked about it, was Oppenheimer for you. My number 6 was Saw X, which, if you want to hear our review of Saw X, we got a video on our YouTube channel. I'll link it. So go check it out. We talked about it there. But it was a solid sequel, and it's given me hope in the franchise again.
It got insanely quiet. Why? Why are you whispering like that?
And I'm not whispering.
It got, huge.
So, I'm talking like John Kramer. Why?
Jesus Christ. What are you talking about? Oh, what did you want?
You want
commentary?
Yeah. Any thoughts on Saw X? I think I summed it up, but...
No, because it's on my list, but I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Because I've also changed my mind on what my number 5 is.
Oh my God.
So number 5 is Barbie instead of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh shit! Did you change your mind after my criticisms?
Not exactly. It was still lower on my list.
Yeah.
It wasn't my number. It wasn't my top 4. I can tell you that.
Okay. Oh well.
Well,
What?
technically,
Then
it was
would
the
have
4th
had...
one.
Yeah. Okay.
But
You mean it wasn't your top
Top
3?
you know I like 3, so no, it wasn't.
I
there.
do like 3. Okay. All right. Well, what's your thoughts on Barbie?
Made me sad.
It made you
Because
sad?
I did think it was going to be completely different, like a lot.
Yeah, I remember you got emotional.
exactly-
You got emotional in it with the grandma scene.
Oh, babe,
Yeah.
yeah, it just our mortality always gets me, you know.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that, and I'm thinking about getting old.
Yeah.
Scares the Jesus out of me, you know.
It's not as scary because I'm gonna be there.
Shut up. All right.
Okay, I was trying to be sweet, but it's fine. Whatever. I mean, I'm gonna say something sweet because when I get old, I'm not as scared of getting old now because I know you're gonna be there. Ah, I got her.
Shut up, dude.
She had to grab her alcohol. She said, "Ah, crap."
All right, let's get to
Number 4.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh wait, number 5
Oh, Barbie.
for me.
Oh.
Yours was Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
My number 5 was Thanksgiving. So you didn't see this one.
No.
This was awesome. Okay? This was fucking awesome. I'm so excited because we have a new original slasher. And slasher is my favorite genre. We know this. I love my Friday the 13th. I love my Scream. I love my Halloween. I love my Halloweenies. Okay? I love them. And we finally have a new one. We finally have a new original slasher. So it was great. It was great. And it was Thanksgiving themed. And it was awesome. Okay? It was fucking awesome. And I'm so excited about it. Was it perfect? No. I'm not going to say that. It wasn't. Some of the characters were not very likable, but that's typical in a slasher. Okay? The killer actually kind of got me. I wasn't ready for it. In hindsight, it makes sense. But it got me. Okay? It was awesome. It was great. Okay? And I'm excited for more sequels about this one. Eli Roth did the damn thing. Okay? The first kill, though... Well, not the first kill, but one of the kills was... the effects were really bad. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. The dumpster one.
No, I haven't seen it.
That was terrible. They looked real stupid. But the rest of the kills were really good. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
Number 4?
Number 4.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Volume 3.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, it's
think
just
that
really
is
good. We gotta wrap this up, though, because we got dinner coming up soon. So, we're gonna be a little bit more expeditious with the rest of this.
Guardians of the Galaxy, great soundtrack. They think they got people, but they don't. They turn on each other. They don't work together at the end, and it's okay because they're family. They're raccoons and trees and people. And they're together.
They're together.
Bonded for life.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty good. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
God, how
Part
many
1.
are there?
I know.
Part 7?
I think this is the 7th, or I don't know. It's been a lot of them, but they're still good. I will give them that. Tom Cruise, I'll give you that. There was a sequence in this movie that gave me a lot of anxiety.
He's climbing something.
He was climbing. The train is like coming apart, and he's hanging up it. The suspense is incredible. The action's incredible. It was great. There's a scene where he's driving in a really, really tiny car and racing through the streets. And that was fucking hilarious. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's good. I have to give it to him. You know? It wasn't as good as some of these other movies I've seen, but it was good. I still can't get down, though, with the masks. The masks are just unrealistic. I'm sorry to criticize that. But other than that, it's really good.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Saw X.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've already reviewed that one, so we won't go into that again. Number 3 for me was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Wow, my number 9, you're 3. What an
my
odd.
3. Okay, but it's also because I had a really fun movie theater experience with this because I went with my whole family. And so my family, I have 2 older sisters, my mom, and then my dad. My dad, even though he has 3 daughters, is like kind of misogynistic. He's such a baby. He cannot handle hearing about periods or anything, right? So this movie was fucking hilarious to see with him because I had no idea it was going to talk so much about women going through puberty and that experience. And
You didn't?
I had no idea. I didn't know. I don't go into movies like knowing anything about them anymore. Like I avoid trailers. I avoid hardly anything. So
You don't think about God and you think about womanhood.
oh, I think about womanhood all the time, baby.
Please cut that out. Don't do that.
All right. Anyway, so it was just really funny when they were talking about their periods, and then you must increase your bust. Yeah, that whole scene. I mean, that was just fucking hilarious. So,
How?
but
Yeah,
also,
this way.
I mean, the writing was excellent in this movie, and Rachel McAdams did a great job as the mom.
It's pretty hot.
I really liked the discussion of religion and how everyone has some different opinions on religion and how some people may not believe, some people do believe, but they believe different things, and in the contrast and the conflict that can cause in families when people don't believe the same things. I relate to that. I just thought that was really good, really well done, and it felt just so real. Like it again, this is another movie that I think how The Holdovers didn't do quite as well as this movie did. This movie was a slice of real life that didn't bore me, that kept me engaged, and I related to it, and I enjoyed it. It got me emotional. It made me laugh. It made me cry. Made me smile. It was great.
Number 2?
Number 2.
Creed 3rd.
Oh, wow. You really liked that movie.
I love that man. God damn. He looks so good.
That's
Both of them.
interesting. I thought that was a very meh movie.
I'm here for the buddy.
Like, honestly, I couldn't hardly tell you what happened in the movie. Like, I don't really remember.
I remember I love them, including the sign language.
His
daughter.
His daughter was deaf. Yeah. That was nice.
I really like that.
I forgot about that was nice. Yeah, like I said, like that movie just was forgettable for me.
I can't forget those pecs.
Okay, well
That's what I'm gonna look like one day.
I saw them in Creed 2 and I saw them in Creed 1, so okay.
I'm gonna see them live and in prime one day.
Alright, my number 2 was Talk to Me. That was the best horror movie of the year, in my opinion. An original horror movie. So in this movie, there's a hand. It's like a clay hand. And basically it's paranormal. If you grab the hand and you say, talk to me, and then you say, I let you in, basically a spirit will enter your body, essentially. And it will appear in front of you. But only you can see it. Everyone around you can't see it. And if you don't let go of the hand in like a minute or so, the spirit will stay in you forever. And it will control your whole life, basically. Loved it. It was so good. Filmed so well. It was made by a couple of YouTubers, which is awesome. Love that. The soundtrack is really good. There's a montage in the middle of the movie that chef's kiss. I mean, it is it's so good. It's making a metaphor. The whole movie is making a metaphor for drug addiction and drug abuse, and how at parties and stuff, you know, everyone thinks it's so cool to take drugs or consume alcohol, but nobody wants to talk about the reality of when you become addicted to it, how it destroys your whole life.
I can talk about it.
It could potentially kill you, right? And so the whole movie is kind of a metaphor for that. So good. So good. Best horror movie of the year. Alright, number 1.
Flamin' Hot. Flamin' Hot. Movie about this guy named Richard, who's a janitor at a Lay's factory. So he's like struggling for years and years. He wants to make it bigger. He wants to save for his family and like do something for them. And it just, oh my god, the amount of times that he tries, but the perseverance is insane. He ends up talking to this guy who works there, and I think he's an engineer. He learns from this guy. And oh my god, I think he ends up taking like samples of chips that they just don't use, that they just can't use at the factory because, you know, of course there's waste everywhere.
Right.
Fucking America. But he uses it, and then at home they're experimenting different kinds. And what do Mexicans love? Fucking spicy stuff. Like, yes, everybody was into it, and I think, oh my god, it makes me really want to buy some hot Cheetos right now.
Well, then I guess the movie did its job.
I think it sure did. I bought some hot Cheetos right after that movie too.
All right, my number 1 is Oppenheimer. I think it was the best movie of the year. Best technical movie of the year. I mean, the acting was incredible. Robert Downey Jr., honestly, I can't even believe I have to say this, but I didn't realize it was him for the first 10 minutes.
How?
I don't know. He just was so in character that, and he was playing a character I'd just never seen him play before, that I didn't recognize him. That's how good he did.
I think you told me and I laughed at you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. And I'll admit it. I didn't realize for the first 10 minutes, but that's how good he did. That's how good he did. Yeah. The movie was great. I think it somehow, despite being 3 hours, I was never bored. And I didn't even realize it was 3 hours. Honestly, when the credits rolled, I was pretty satisfied. I didn't feel like it was rushed. I didn't feel like it dragged. I think it was perfectly edited, to be honest with you. Yeah, so that's the best movie of the year. So that's it. Top 10, bottom 5, and
the ones we wanted to see.
And the ones we wanted to see. Not a great year for movies. I mean, especially horror movies. I feel like it was kind of meh this year compared to last year. I mean, 2022, horror was popping off in 2022.
Because it was so scary before.
It was Barbarian.
They had all that time to make up movies from the fucking pandemic. I mean, just think about 2022, right? Barbarian, X, Pearl, Bodies to Bodies, Bodies, The Menu. I mean, a lot of gems. A lot of gems. Terrifier 2. Maybe not for you. Oh my god. Yeah. You know which one I wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the name. Saltwater?
Saltburn?
Saltburn.
I've heard that one.
I saw the scene.
Oh.
I saw the scene where he's slurping up the bath
Don't
water.
Tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't
you know what that means?
I don't want to know. Oh my god. Stop.
He was tugging it.
Okay.
You don't know what hole though.
Shut up. I don't want to know. Okay. Maybe one day we'll sit down and watch that.
I don't ever want to do that.
All right. Well, we have to go because we have a birthday dinner we have to get to.
And sex work.
Huh?
Huh?
That was reality queerness. That was reality queerness. Okay. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe,
hate mail, whatever you want. Just engage. You know,
engage with us. Let us know that you're here. Okay.
Because
tell us
we're here and queer.
And queer. That's right. Look at you, baby. Tell us your top 10. Tell us if you agree or disagree with our list. Anything and everything. We'll appreciate it.
Tell us if you hated any of ours.
Yeah. Tell us if it was just wrong. Just flat out wrong.
All right. That's it.
That's it. Happy birthday to Indigo.
Bye. Happy
Bye.
birthday.